academic rigor and the thinking curriculum. As you know, every month we bring you an update of where we are on the principles of learning, which are part of our managed instruction approach and a common language that has prevailed throughout the district. And as you can tell, we've talked about many of these different items, and we've talked about academic rigor and the thinking curriculum before, but we're coming back and revisiting it. So what does academic rigor look like for students? So the questions we have here are for students and for teachers. And for students, it's a commitment to the knowledge core. As you can see there, there's a core set of curricula that the students have to know. Assessments and grades are based upon how they master that curriculum. And it's important that they be given the opportunity to show and demonstrate that they have mastered the curriculum. We also expect the students to think at a much higher level. And so the questions that are asked, how problems are solved, how students display that they are reasoning through the problems is part of the rigor that the students are engaging in. They also have a lot of different types of assignments. The assignments that the students engage in are different. They're not rudimentary worksheets anymore. They have to have a lot of collaboration and thinking in how they respond to those assignments. And then they have to use their knowledge. Knowledge is cumulative, so they have to understand how everything builds and be able to synthesize the information that they have, and they have to construct explanations that show how they demonstrate that knowledge. So that's what rigor looks like for students. What does it mean for teachers and teaching and learning? And they have the same three areas, but for them they have to have not only expertise on how to teach, but on the content as well. And they also make sure that we focus on student mastery. It's not just giving the students information, they have to make sure that the students master the information. The type of assignments are much higher in level, and this takes a lot of hard work on our teachers to plan these high-level assignments that are challenging. And they also have to have rubrics on how they assess that learning that the students have. And then, of course, instructional tasks and classroom discussions are used to interpret, to make sure that the students are understanding what we're bringing them. And we expect our students to be successful and to provide scaffolds for them, but we also do the same thing for our teachers, and that teaching is support with scaffolds for the teachers as well. So that's academic rigor and the thinking curriculum. The second item I'd like to report on is making sure that the teachers have the capacity to be able to bring that rigor to the classroom. And as you can see, we're talking about the visionaries and our transformation plan, and tonight we're going to focus on effective teachers. So we want them to be able to deliver that academic rigor. What are we doing to help the teachers have the capacity so they can be successful? Well, we've modified or adjusted our professional development for teachers. It's a tiered process. In other words, the teachers that are very successful in certain areas, they don't have to get the same training that everybody else gets. If a teacher has not been successful or does not have a lot of experience, there is a prescribed professional development program for them so they can get up to speed with where our master teachers are and our other very successful teachers are. The board has supported us in creating professional learning communities in collaboration with teachers. Teachers now have a chance to plan together, and in that planning, that is also professional development. They learn how to work with each other. They talk to each other about what's been successful with students. They work as teams. And I heard today from one of the executive directors that they expect their assistant principals, if not their principals, to be in those planning meetings so that they can also learn the content and learn what's going on in the classroom. The board has also supported us with expensive but important transformation activities, reducing the class size in 5th grade and reducing the class size in 6th through 12 in the core academic areas. So the board has stepped up and really supported our transformation plan there. And as you were here for the hearing that was just presented, we're seeing results with the increased academic performance of students. Every campus, when I first got here, people kept talking about SILT team, SILT team, SILT team. I didn't know what exactly the acronym was, but now I know it very well. That's the Campus Instructional Leadership Team. Now, these are made up of top teachers with curriculum expertise. They work together. They participated we participated along with their principals in 14 Dallas Achieves Institutes, and they're learning content processes through disciplinary literacy. We also have instructional coaches for our struggling schools. That's a math coach, a science coach, a reading coach, a social studies coach, in many of these areas to make sure that they build support for the teachers. Now, the role of the coach is not to be a supervisor and go tell the principal what the teacher doesn't know. The role of the coach is to help the teacher become successful and whatever, so the teacher can be safe in sharing what they do or do not know. And an instructional coach has paid big dividends for us, and it's part of our transformation plan. And of course, we have teachers that are engaged in many activities. They're on our district-wide advisory council, curriculum council, my advisory council, and various ad hoc committees. Every time we have one of these committees, we involve a lot of teachers as they bring back recommendations to the board. So that's how we are working to make sure that our teachers are effective and successful. So, Mr. President, that concludes my report for this evening.
Thank you very much.